So, many of you do know that I love doing battle magic type things because, well, I is that nerd, and part of the reason why I studied stage management and theater was in part so I could study stage combat. So, let's revisit magic building systems. We've got more journaling for you, and actually, we're going to build a system with rules that you can even choreograph a battle too. Part 1 and 2 with journals ahead. Let's do this. Welcome on in, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. Alongside the raw healing stories my characters in the Myrna Annals do weave throughout time and space, I help other soul bards such as yourselves do what you love to do most in your books, your business, and creative lives, and more in your pace and your time, in your stride, because you rock out and jam like that. So let's go ahead and check out another approach to getting some rules for your characters to make or break in your magic system before we talk about the dance they do with the magical duds and deeds, I guess we can call them, because magic is not supposed to be perfect. Nor is it meant to fix everything, so let's do this imperfectly and just care about progress. There is a link in the description box below if you would like your own copy of the 40 plus questions that we could go ahead and consider, all the way from the basics of maybe naming our system, which could also even maybe be the name of your book, anyway, all the way to the deep, yummy bits of the system. So, let's go ahead, and I'm going to actually join you on the computer. See you in a bit. Welcome on back, everybody. We're going to try this in a slightly different way. V and I were discussing of possibly ways to get you better video quality and how whenever I go to doing it on computer screen, because, well, yeah, my camera has the better mic situation on the phone right now is a thing. So let's go ahead and check out our questions, shall we? You have a copyable Google Doc in the description box below that you are so welcome to go ahead and make a copy of these 40 questions yourself. We're going to kind of quickly go through them. So start off with the basics. What is but a name or a rose or something or other, Romeo and Juliet? So maybe you want to go ahead and actually give a name. If it has a name, this could even, like I said earlier at the top, possibly be the name you give your book. Doesn't have to be, could be. Where does the magic come from? Is it a person, place, thing, idea, source, big bang, take your pick? Is it magic that's from a natural, supernatural, scientific, or something else? So this is an extension question of the above number 2. Also, who discovered the magic first? Now, of course, you could have the magic even possibly be named after the person who discovered it, to be fair. So you might see some overlaps on questions here. How long has the magic existed in this world? And is it common knowledge or a secret? How powerful is this magic compared to technology or weaponry? And in some worlds, looking at you, Final Fantasy, magic and science are kind of one and the same, and tech and overlap, and what are the rules for that? These final questions, is it visible when used or invisible? Does it affect the natural laws of the world or follow them? And what's your magic system's uniqueness compared to others you've seen, created, read, consumed, or otherwise? Hello, baby girl. How's is you? We have a baby girl, Drina girl. Want to say hi? Mommy, don't. She didn't realize I was filming. Anyway, part 2 of part 1. There you go. Section 2. Who is allowed to use your magic? This is where you're going to really start getting into rules that can have exceptions. I like to remind people whenever they're creating any kind of system for their books, whether it be language, magic, weaponry, hierarchy of people, governments, whatever it may be. Always considered the who and the exceptions to the rules, because those of us who know the English language well know that there are 7 basic spelling rules, and every one of those 7 rules has an exception. Is the magic learned, inherited, or granted, or even can it be stolen? Are there different types of classes? And what does this do to the characters within your books who may belong either socially to different classes, or like, are they a ranger, are they a rogue kind of classes? And therefore, can anyone lose the ability to lose magic? This is where you're going to look into your exceptions that you may have written above and elaborate on them, okay? Because sometimes your loss is in the exceptions. Address those first, then look at additional losses. In Write a TTRPG with Us, Baka, my co-author for that venture, often does say, you know, we got to make this feel like they have a chance, but statistically also it's not in their favor all the time. That this is part of, as far as a narrative prose writer, where we would pause and do a check and balance on that. What age can people usually begin this magic? Are some people therefore also naturally more stronger at it than others? Age of use does not have to equate strength of skill. You can have a Hercules situation just where they haven't developed the muscle to control it yet, per se. Therefore, also, number 17, how does society view its magical users? Look at your exceptions again. Through another lens. How bad is the bad? How good is the good? 18, are magic users therefore feared, respected, hunted, or admired? What can also flip these on the heads? You're going to have exceptions here too. Is there a governing body or authority that controls magic? A question like this one, maybe you're skipping it because it doesn't pertain to your rule set. What happens, therefore, also if someone goes against all of the above and is a magical criminal? A lot of systems cite the mage as kind of like Dragon Age cites them as apostates, as illegal mages. Are you using kind of the mage versus apostate system here? Also, what are the rules, limits, and costs? Section 3. What are the rules that it must follow? These are cannot have exception rules, or if there is an exception, what is the schism and the fallout from for on a singular person scale, a small group scale, a larger group scale, and a societal scale. Look at that in 4 parts. What can't magic do? And this is where I like to entice people to remember that a tool is only as fallible and accurate usually as the person using it. So keep that in mind. If you want to add some spice to your magic, a lot of magic goes for perfection. Does that have to be so? Can magic also be messy? What does magic's cost to the user look like? Is it their energy investment? Do they have to go and gather materials? Do they have to go sleep afterwards? Do they have to go and invest time and energy to do those things? Is it pain related? Is, like in my books, largely the reason why blood magic, son of scry, as they call it, is one of the largely outlawed forms of magic is because it's literally dangerous to your corporeal form. It does not only eat into your health or into your magic MP bar as a gaming sense. It eats primarily into your health bar first to make magic. Hello, Drina Elizabeth. She's like, you said my middle name, mother. Yes, I said your government name. Oh. Hi, Drina. Soul care break with a kitty. I could eat you up. I could eat you up. You're so... I love you, baby girl. The best, babiest girl ever. As she's like, please let me go. I am not Loki. Anyway, so also, what's the overuse and the consequence? This is where you need to plan for exhaustion. This is why in book 2 of the Myrna Annals, right before Neftiri goes through a major magical power-up inability, she face plants all over the place and makes an absolute ninny of herself, and she figures it out. Therefore, how's the figuring out happening? When you fail and when it goes wrong, how bad is that epic fail? Are there rare or forbidden forms of magic? And can it be blocked, resisted, or undone by magic or other items? I do have, if you know Faerie over here, he's an archer. One of his skills as part of his paladin-like training is an anti-magic spell that he can attach with Harumi's help to his arrows when needed. So therefore, is it stronger at times, places, or as I just gave you, a condition? Can you stack and combo an attack? Thank you to games like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and other, even games like Mortal Kombat, where you can tag team and build on each other and plan that rotation. Or if not plan it rotation, just have a key press combo. What's your key press combo here? What happens when magic is overused to the point of abuse of the self or the tool? When does the tool have to be given back, especially if it's temporarily borrowed? What also is the biggest danger of magic in this world? In my world, magic has been proven to be dangerous in the hands of humans, especially greedy humans. So when it comes back in Vitae Elangica, there's a lot of restrictions, and they have to invent a whole new tech that monitors their use for a reason. So looking into the next grouping, number 31, how has magic shaped history in your world, the daily life of regular people in your world, or does it even exist, this world, because of magic? This is kind of like I alluded to, a Big Bang situation. What if the Big Bang caused all the magic on Earth? And we've just been slowly losing it as a battery all along. You're welcome to write on that however you wish. Hint, that's part of where I'm going with my stories down the road, maybe. So with the who benefits most and who suffers most, there's going to be risk of othering and stereotyping. Try to walk those tight ropes as knowledgeably and kindly as you can. Those two Ks, knowledge and kindness, are always something we should try to carry with us in a way that helps others, not harms others. There was a Catholic priest I grew up around, just like in my family circle, because it was my family's pastor. He had a really good response to how to treat little kids in the hoods of Baltimore, a response to violence that I think is a universal truth. It's a theme. I think any religion would agree with this, any background would agree with this. You're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe until you try to hurt somebody else for it, for not agreeing with you. That's what makes you a bad human or a bad person. And really look at walking a tightrope here. So we want to avoid harming. We want to emphasize healing in this regard, in my opinion, because magic should be able to heal the reader and us as much as they consume it, we create it for them to consume it, I guess would be the way to word it here. So also, therefore, what does the government and the social and the religious situation look like historically, for better and worse, to the point of maybe even we have myths and legends? Are you mirroring the real world? Pick a couple and sprinkle it like sprinkles on a cake or an ice cream sundae, not make it the bulk of the ice cream sundae or the cake flavoring. Heads up. What is the greatest misunderstanding people have had about magic? Also, because of any of the above, plus exceptions you might have. What are any main character personalities related to magic, and how will this magic system create problems or challenges, not just for you, but also for your story, your reader? You really should be doing what we call in literary analysis land. I always tried to tell my essay writers, anticipate your readers' questions. Fiction writers, anticipate your readers' questions. You can normally throw in a one sentence or even maybe a dialogue-based answer. Hint, psychologically, readers tend to remember stuff that comes out of characters' mouths as dialogue more so than they do in the narration. Reflection bonus question, therefore. What excites you most about your magic system that you have created, and what do you still need to figure out? Maybe this could be literally, I love what I created in question number blank, however, question numbers, insert line of numbers here. Still have my brain in a fog. the reason why you want to figure out the rules, and the exceptions that could possibly be anticipated along with the questions your readers may have, you might have a pretty solid system. And all of us are now going, oh my God, my brain, so many thoughts. Get those thinky thoughts ticker-talking, because part 2, choreographing something according to these rules that you're creating, is next. You got homework. I'll see you all on the other side. Like, comment, share, subscribe, bring a friend. Above all, now more than ever, your voice has value. I hope to see you at one of my in-person events or on a stream soon. Love ya!